Welcome back to the PAC Sports Network at the Half, and today we're joined by Thiel Tomcats head coach Tim Loomis. Coach, always a pleasure.
Good. Great to have you
on.
Thanks.
Coach, tough first half for the Tomcats so far, but like last year, the team put together a great second half. Obviously, that's the goal for this season. Give us your thoughts on where the te's at this point and where you'd like to see the team improve.
It is very similar to last year. Actually, I think obviously we're a little bit older, a little bit better. We've given games away, quite obviously. So we had a tough stretch in regard to finishing games. A good example last week against Bethany, we're up 16 first half, up 9 with I think 2:40 to go, and up 7 with a minute 30 and lose the game. So a lot of things aren't going well, but a lot of things are going exceptionally well. Like defensively, we're playing well. Rebounding, we're still playing well. We're just not shooting the ball well and making critical mistakes at the end. Waynesburg game is kind of the same thing. Had a lead the whole game. Kind of just let it get away in the last seconds. So you have to look at it a little optimistically, which I never do, is the fact that we could easily have 2-3 more wins.
One of the games where Thiel came out on top at the end was a PAC Sports Network game when Geneva came in. Tyreek Burton hitting the game-winning three-pointer. And Tyreek, a special player, all PAC last year, first-team pick. How special of a player is Tyreek, and what makes him so good?
He is, and he was the most valuable player of the conference last year, too. So he's an all-region player. But this year, he's not been playing well at all. He's shooting like 21% from three. Last couple games we've kind of slowed him down, cut the minutes back a little bit, just because to let him once in a while sit and watch a game and see what's going on, and maybe just settle down and get back in and play. And he's done very well the last couple games. So again, if he gets hot, he can carry a team, and I think he can. And I think physically and mentally, he's in pretty good shape right now, whereas he kind of wasn't before. He's always kind of a little guy, and he gets hurt a lot. So I think that if he gets hot, he can carry us. But yet the other young guys have to get better, of which they've been doing. We've had some really good performances by freshmen and sophomores, and the older guys have to do the job, which hasn't been always consistent. So we'll have to see.
Oh, we'll get to the young guys in a moment, but I want to ask you about another one of your senior guards, Murdos Kaynak. Quietly has had an outstanding career at Thiel, a product out of Turkey. First, how did you find Mert, and how has he made your team better?
Well, I'm glad you can pronounce his last name because I still can't. And he's kind of like a lost dog. He kind of found us, I think. But all kidding aside, he's had a real good year and a half with us. He still makes his bonehead mistakes, kind of that European mentality where I'm going to do something, but I really can't. But he's done a good job for us. For a while, he was leading league in assists, but he isn't now. But he does a solid job. He'll rebound. His deficiency is defensively, and that's where in the games right now we've been getting beaten to dribble. And of course, he's kind of one of those guys that kind of gets beat, so we have to run him in and out at the end. But a good, solid job. And again, I think if he is a little more consistent, and Tyreek picks it up, and Nyreek, then we'll be in pretty good shape. But he's done a good job.
Nyreek Gosley, one of the young guys, was a great freshman for you last year. I know you were very high on him. Now continues to develop as a sophomore. How has he continued to improve?
Yeah, Nyreek, he's improved his game in all aspects. He lived in a weight room. A kid continually lives in a gym. He's better shooting the basketball. He's better defensively. Wonderful kid to coach. It's always yes or no, sir. It's never like look at you like, oh, what do you mean? He's a wonderful kid to coach. He'll be an all-conference player eventually. And he controls the game. Physically, he's big enough to really handle guards, handle different positions to defend. So his play's been outstanding. He's had only a couple games where he's really not done well. So no problems with him. The other sophomore who's not playing, Holloway, has really hurt us because he's probably our second best player. He got hurt the first 2 minutes of the first game, and he'll be out the whole year. So that's kind of a setback for us. But yet, a couple of the other freshmen we'll talk about later have picked it up and stepped in.
Yeah, a number of freshmen have seen playing time. Tyrese Robinson, kind of the headliner, I guess, of that group, freshman out of Woodland Hills. Tell us about him and some of the other freshmen that are playing.
Well, he's going to be an exceptional player. He's big, he's 6'8", he's long, he's athletic. Offensively, he has to come around, but he's starting to. He's had some games where he has 12, 14, 16 points, 8, 9 rebounds. couple block shots. So I look at him as every third year we seem to get a really good big guy. We're fortunate. And with C2 gone, and before him there's a couple really good big kids, Mallinger and a couple guys. This is our next good big guy, and actually not the only one. The kid from Australia, Will will be another good big kid. He's 6'8". He's not playing as much, but yet he's just catching up to the U.S. style play and how fast everything is. But he will be a good player also. So. But the other best freshman is Daquan Simmons, 6'4". He's a shooting guard. He's been starting to really. He got 22 minutes against St. Vincent. He got 12 minutes, I think, against Bethany, and played really well. So as we go on down the line, he'll get more playing time.
Some of your other big players, Averill Campbell, Josh Lumbus, as far as guys in the paint. Yeah. Alonzo Brown has great height and versatility. How do those guys bring height and physicality to your Thiel Tomcats team?
Well, they bring a lot of maturity, but yet they're the guys that are not producing like we need to produce. Second half, and these games in the second half, if they produce, we'll have a good run. But they're all big, long, athletic, strong. They're seniors. Alonzo's a junior, and he's kind of a strange type of character. You know, he's 6'6" or 7 now, and long, athletic, can play out in the perimeter. He doesn't shoot it well, but gets to the rim and really athletic and quick. And he's had a good year. He's up and down a little bit, but we had a heart-to-heart talk here a few games ago, and he's been pretty consistent since. So again, it's a group that's really easy to coach, and I think a lot of coaches can sympathize with that. Sometimes you have groups that you win a lot of games you don't like, and then you have groups that win a lot of games and you like, and you have groups that aren't doing as well as they should, but you still are coachable and really good kids. I would really anticipate this group picking it up the last 10 games or however many we have left, and doing well because they're easy to coach. They listen to what they're told to do. It's just the older guys have to pick it up and be consistent.
We talked earlier on about the second half of the season and how last year the team really had a great second half and took off. What does the team need to do to make that happen again and make some noise in the PAC tournament? Well,
for us it's pretty simple. Make free throws and make layups. I mean, my goodness. Really, our losses, except for 2, are contributed solely to it's not. Sometimes you think, well, we're not playing hard enough, or maybe defensively we aren't good enough, or maybe our offense isn't running. None of that's true with this bunch. It's making shots. We shot 17% the first half at Waynesburg, first half of the season. We shot 13% the first half the next game against Ashland, Division II. So it's just you got to make layups. You got to make easy shots, and you have to make free throws. And that's been our bugaboo. The games we made layups and made free throws, it's not even a contest. So we play well enough defense to win a conference. I've seen everybody play now. I know defensively how everybody plays. We're as good a defensive team there is, or maybe the best at most of the time. It's just a fact of you got to make free throws, which are free. Get draw fouls, get the free throw lane, and you have to make easy shots, of which we've been missing too many. 10 feet and in, I counted one game where we took 9 threes, made 1, which to me that doesn't bother me because every shot's a rebound. I'm quite a different mentality as a coach, and we took 70 shots for the game. We used 61 shots were inside of 3. Of those 61, 54 of them were within 12 feet of the hoop. Now you can't shoot 25% for the game and win games and do that, and we lost by 2. So that just shows you how we're really there with everybody, or as good as everybody. Got to make shots.
That's Coach Tim Loomis of the Thiel Tomcats. Coach, as always, thanks for your time and good luck.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. We'll have more coming up in a moment on the PAC Sports Network.